castawaybed.com, I believe. Look at
Jeez.
this thing. Look at this.
Jeez.
Look at that. One bed, 3 possibilities. You got the 2 becoming the 1. There's like a bed in between. I didn't even know my bed could move. Like this, like looks like, honestly, it looks perfect for like my family with a bunch of kids, and everybody always wants to sleep in a different room or in the same room.
Too. Look at the
Right?
side nightstands. Sick.
Gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's the coolest bed I've ever seen on the internet. I imagine, man, what does this thing cost? Got to be like, it's got to be worth many thousands of dollars, I would guess.
For sure.
It's my guess. I mean, that's what I would charge for it. That's what I would charge for it. We need to bring the woman herself inside of this show. I'm talking about the one and only Veronica Gelman, co-founder, CEO of Castaway Bed, doer of interesting things, seller of incredible product, and now taking this thing to the moon. We must bring her inside of the show. Everybody, welcome Veronica Gelman. Get inside of here, Veronica. Get inside here.
Let's go.
Hello.
Veronica, welcome to the show. We appreciate you making the time to join us.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having me. It's so exciting.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the amazing introduction for the bed. I loved it.
Veronica, you've got to tell us about this bed. I have never seen a bed function like this before. Like, where did this thing come from? How did this idea come to you? How did this come to be?
That's usually the first question I get. So I'm 5'1". My boyfriend, who's also my partner who built it, is 6'1". And that tells you a little bit of the kind of the story here. I couldn't sleep next to him. He like kicks his legs, moves all over the bed, and I'm a super light sleeper. And then I would end up sleeping in my daughter's room half the time. And I was all right, this is so I was like a manic person in the middle of the night, Googling like beds that split apart, because the term sleep divorce is trending today. And what ends up happening is people end up sleeping in separate bedrooms. And I was like, I don't like, first of all, I'm in a 2-bedroom apartment. I was like, I don't have anywhere to go. And second of all, I'm like, there has to be another way. And so I was like a manic person in the middle of the night Googling, and I'm like, how did no one come up with this idea of like a bed that splits apart? So one day I woke up in the morning, like angrily not sleeping. My boyfriend's eating a cereal, like no care in the world, no idea what's going on. He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, I didn't sleep all night again. I'm like, I wish I could just push a button and like move away from you at night. And he like looks at me and he's like, that's an interesting idea. So that's kind of how the idea was born. And his background is like electrical engineering. He has his own company, he does like smart homes and all that stuff. So he's a builder by nature. Like he understands wiring, technology, all that stuff. And so naturally, like, and I have a background in e-commerce for like 15 years. So that's kind of, I was like, well, I could do this. I know how to like bring this to life online. You could build it like with my design. And so that's kind of how the idea came about and how the product came about.
Incredible.
Could you talk to us too? I'm pretty sure you have a patent on this as well for this entire motorized bed system. Could you talk about how you go through patenting a motorized bed, going through all of that? I mean, that just seems like such a lift.
It was a lift. We got extremely fortunate because our next door neighbor went to like engineering school and ended up like dropping out doing some like odd job, but like he knows how to do blueprints and all that stuff. And so we saved a ton of money. He drew all the blueprints for us because he actually helped us engineer like one of the models of the bed, and we were going through prototyping. And so all of the cards were kind of just coming together. I guess all the stars were aligning, but he helped us. We did file 2 patents. We filed a design patent and a utility patent. Our design patent is actually getting granted. We just got notice from USPTO, so we should have that in the next few months. Utility patent takes much longer, so we're still going through that process. The design patent basically covers us though, because nobody can really recreate our product without copying the design. So we're just doing the utility patent right now just to make sure that we have more protection for like the motorized parts. But it's a headache. We've been going through it for a year already, and I think that's short. We're not even done with the utility patent yet. We're still going through the process and the motions on that. But we have to protect it. It's a unique, novel product. It's different. Nobody's done it before. So we want to make sure someone like Sleep Number or someone doesn't go, we already do, separate beds. Like let's take that idea. So we knew we had to patent it right away.
Yeah, of course.
I think this is so smart, Veronica. And I'll say I've experienced the same thing that you were describing. I have experienced that. There's a 1 foot difference between my wife and myself. and then you throw kids into the situation and, oh, mommy, sleep with me here, daddy, let's lay over here. I mean, it's just like everything gets crazy. This term though, that you used, I think has got to be powerful marketing language for you. Sleep divorce. I find this to have so much teeth to it. Is this something like you're using in your marketing and your
This is a
advertising?
thing. This is actually like a very known term. It's actually trending over the last couple of years. I don't know if you guys watch Netflix. There's a show called Four Seasons. They just released season 2. And then there's a scene where Tina Fey and her husband, they go into this shore house on the Jersey Shore and they sleep apart and they wake up and they're like, this is the best sleep we've had in years. And then they try to push the beds back together when they're being intimate. And, it doesn't work that way. Those beds would slide apart. So like, we built this very intentionally. Like there's a reason why it was built. And so sleep divorce it's a trending term. If you Google it, there's a ton of celebrity couples that are coming out, but it's also a very stigmatized term. Like people, I think since we came out with this product, I've had a lot of conversations with people, and the amount of people that have quietly came out to me and said, you know what, me and my wife actually sleep in separate rooms, or me and my husband sleep in separate rooms. And it's something that no one talks about. So we want to take the stigma out of it, because it's a problem so many people have, and no one talks about it because they think that if you sleep in separate rooms, there's something wrong with your relationship or your marriage or whatever it is. That's not always the case. Most of the time, it's the bed that's the issue. It's not the relationship that's the issue. And so sleep divorce, like the American Academy of Sleep just did a study on this. They just released it end of 2025, that they did like a deep study. It's 1 out of every 3 people are now sleeping in separate rooms because of this. Yes, and nobody knows, like nobody talks about it because everyone thinks it's like, I can't tell anyone I sleep in a separate bedroom, like they'll think there's something going on. Yeah. So it's we didn't coin that term, unfortunately. I wish we did. It's a common term. We actually don't like that term because it sounds like it's bad, and it's not bad. So we're trying to bridge that gap and be like, well, you don't have to have a traditional sleep divorce. You can still choose to sleep in the same bed and apart at the same time. So that's kind of our goal with the whole thing.
So what's interesting too is you're selling to basically 2 decision makers, because you have to sell the couple on this bed to replace the entire product. So instead of selling one person, one buyer, one decision maker, how do you kind of navigate selling to 2 people at the same time? How do you kind of navigate that in comms and advertising and everything?
Well, I have a question on the back of this. Do you have to sell 2 people? Part of me wonders, like, maybe you just need to sell the wife. You just need to sell. I mean, I do really wonder that. I do.
Yeah.
It's I would say that it varies. I think that for us right now, like it's a difficult thing, right? Because it's not just about selling; it's also about, do you have the space for it? Because we have a larger footprint than a traditional. Together, the bed is a king size bed with nightstands. Once you open that up, there's an extra 3 feet almost that you need to place the bed. So there's a lot of consideration. It's a very long consideration cycle. It's a very expensive bed, brand new brand new product in the ecosystem. So there's a lot of storytelling behind it. We try to focus on the pain points, right? Like, what are the pain points that we can solve? The number one pain point is kids getting into the bed. That's what everyone says. I wish I had this when my kids were little, because they're climbing into the bed, they're disrupting my sleep. I wish I had this when my daughter was little. I would have paid a lot of money for this back in the day. When you have an infant, right, you bring home a newborn, and that newborn is squished in the middle of you and your partner in like a weird bassinet on the bed. You're afraid to roll over, and so like there's just so many. So we try to sell on the emotional storytelling for it. Like, how does the traditional bed not fit the scene anymore, right? And it's pretty easy. I feel like the convincing, a lot of people have come to us and said, oh my God, like this just solves so many issues for us. Buying is convincing is easy. Buying is a whole separate thing, which we're still going through, because again, we're a brand new brand in a very expensive price point, relatively speaking. I mean, we're in the similar price point as other luxury beds, and we offer a lot more, but still, to an average consumer, we're a luxury product. We're expensive. So there's a lot of storytelling that goes with that. We try to, capture like the emotional part of that. Like, how can your life change if you have this, right? Like for me, I would have done anything. I would have paid anything in that moment to have something like this. Like, I was literally like a frantic person in the middle of the night, Googling, like half awake, like not sleeping for nights at a time. And I cannot be the only one that's like suffering with this. So it's, again, just connecting with that emotional story, and like trying to have the person understand, like, this can change your life, like your relationship with your kids, because sleep changes everything. Like, people don't realize this, like how much it impacts our health. It impacts everything, like the way you are at work, the way you are with your children, the way you are in your relationship. If you're not getting enough sleep, that all deteriorates. And so we try to tell that story with how we're selling the product.
Well, I would say too, without the utility aspect of this, the bed is also absolutely gorgeous. I mean, so gorgeous that you guys won a Muse Design Award literally out of the gate. how does that kind of affect you from your psyche? Are you incorporating that into, copy? Are you trying to push the buyer on that? Or are you just, that's a really nice feather in the hat. We know we're kind of on the right path.
Wow.
Yeah, design was definitely important because originally when we launched it, we actually launched it only one colorway because we were trying to make it we were initially going to go into mass manufacturing right away. So we were like, we don't want to like disturb the cycle with a million different colors. Everyone has an opinion. So we tried to make it very neutral. Like I have it in my room and I have black furniture. I have light oak furniture. It matches with everything. But then we were like, you know what, we need to introduce different colorways because we're not mass manufacturing. We're made to order at this point on. Eventually that might change, but it's the design is definitely a big part of it because the bed is expensive. It has to look the price, right? It can't just be functional. Because I will tell you that before we invented it, I tried every possible way to recreate this without a motorized bed. Like we bought 2 bed frames, try to put them next to each other, try to put the mattresses next to each other. It looked horrible. And I'm like, it looked awful. Like it was like 2 metal frames because most people like the Sleep Number beds, for example, they don't move apart. So you can put them in one like bed frame, but ours come apart. So like you can't really do that. Like you have these ugly metal frames and I'm like a big interior design person. I'm like, there's no way that this is going to be my bedroom. Like no way. So design was definitely a big piece for us. We wanted to make it functional. The nightstands are very important because we're like, well, people are not going to move their nightstands every time they need to move the bed, So we wanted to incorporate that. We have charging ports built in. We tried to make it as functional as possible. Yeah, there's charging ports in the nightstand. That way everything's nice and clean. You don't have to have wires extended out everywhere. We try to put a lot of thought process. My dad has this idea that we should put built-in speakers. Maybe that'll be version 2.
There we go.
Nice.
And then he was also like, "Oh, you should have something come up in the middle that it's like a wall between 2 people. So like there's like soundproofing that you can't hear the other person at all." I'm like, "Well, we're still early on. We're version 1. We'll see how we iterate the product in the future."
I love that.
Veronica, as I'm looking at your website, let me just agree with you on a few things that you said. I think you nailed the look, and you nailed the look that matches the price.
It's incredible.
And then you've got this like very unique functionality that you cannot like recreate on your own in a winsome, design forward way. I think this totally hits the nail on the head. I'm looking at this video right now that is on your homepage. It's like no, it's on one of the PDPs. And they got sleepy mom, they got sleepy dad, and everybody's restful, and then baby's right there in between playing with the dog. You know what I mean? Like this is like powerful imagery. It's powerful imagery, and it's a selling like of a life that you could have. Like you got kids, like you know what, your bedroom could still look nice, like it could, and you could have a winsome sleeping experience where everybody's involved and everybody's happy and everybody's sleepy and the dog's there and the kids there. This is like it's like a and this is like part of selling is like selling the future, like selling like the end state, like selling the vacation, like where you're going. Like I feel like this just accomplishes this so well. I feel like Crate and Barrel or somebody's bound to like just buy you guys for $1 gazillion.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully eventually. We want to say like we're like we've had these conversations like what we would do if like we ever got like somebody who's interested in acquiring us, but like maybe down the line. I think we're so like early on, but it also like we're very niche, right? Because we're not mass market. Like I don't know, like we had like everyone since we came out with even the concept before we built it, everybody's like, oh, this is really interesting. There were some people that were like, yeah, this is cool, but it's not for me. And we know there's going to be a lot of those people who just don't need it. And I always say that if you are in a relationship where you can comfortably sleep next to your partner and you don't have disturbances, you are lucky. And I don't think people like understand that because there's pets, there's kids, there's babies, there's partners snoring, stealing pillows, rolling over. Like it's very rare that like 2 people can cohabit the same bed and sleep in peace and not have any disturbances. Like most people that I talk to are like, yeah, he snores, she rolls over, he steals a blanket, he runs in, my dog runs in, I'm on the edge of the bed. Especially the moms are always in a corner on the edge of the bed. I was there, so it's we're trying to solve we're also trying to go the guest room angle, which is like a big thing for us, hospitality, B2B, hotels, because it could solve a lot of pain points for them. Like they don't need to have room types. They can literally have one room type and the bed evolves, right? You don't have to have 2 queen beds, 2 full beds, because we can also build this in whatever size we need to. We can build 2 queens, 2 kings, doesn't matter. The middle can be bigger. So like right now we're doing made to order, so we're customizing. And down the line, if we ever work with hotels, we can customize for them too. And Airbnbs, just if you have a big house, you have a guest bedroom, you can sleep 1 person, you can sleep 2 friends, you can sleep a family, you can sleep a couple. So
That's
yeah, so
so
big game.
smart.
Yeah.
That is so smart. That's
Yeah, that's huge.
incredible.
I
That like sounds like an incredible opportunity. Go ahead, Colin.
Well, I was just gonna say, on top of the made to order, you also do free. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Free white glove installation across 6 different states. So
Correct.
are you getting like real time feedback on who your actual customers are? Are you basically creating that loop? Because I would imagine you get very intimate conversations with customers as you're installing, and you understand your entire demographic of who
Yeah.
you're actually selling to.
Yeah, we try to do like we're still very early. Like we just launched last April, so our customer base is very small still. But we're having like the whole point of the white glove delivery and installation was exactly for that. It was
Yeah,
to connect very closely with those early customers, get testimonials, get feedback for UGC and all that stuff. Again, I'm an e-com person, so I know how valuable
Yeah,
that stuff
you
is.
are.
So that's like very like near and dear to me. So we're working very carefully. Like we just did a campaign with like this big influencer in Jersey, which was awesome. We got a ton of video, a ton of reviews, and all that stuff from her. So we're trying to build that up as we go. Because again, like we launched $5,000 bed, brand new brand, brand new product in the ecosystem. Some people are afraid of it. Like I've had moms like really like I don't want to say crazy stuff because I understand as a mom their concerns as well. But
totally.
like everyone's like, oh, what happens if the baby falls and like the bed closes on it? And I'm like, the bed doesn't close. Like it doesn't close unless you touch it, or you can unplug the bed too, and it won't close at all. But like you have these people that have these concerns because it is a brand new product and they can't even like fathom that like this exists and how it would even work. So we have a lot of challenges to solve because like again, we're new, we're expensive, we're a novel product that people don't understand how it works. We have to explain to them a lot. So these early reviews, these early customers are so important to us because they help us reassure our audience and tell the story and make sure like say like, hey, we have it in our house, it's safe, our kids are sleeping on it, it's safe. Like so that part is super important to us right now.
Wow.
Veronica, the thing that I love about this is that, and I mean this in the very best sense possible, it is like so properly bougie in my mind. Like this thing is so, I mean, it's swanky. It's swanky.
Yeah.
And it's not for everybody. Like this is
Yeah.
this is a great point. Like even like you take out like you guys being at the center of like connecting things in the zeitgeist with sleep divorce and people's sleep troubles and all the things, the kids, and even you just take that out, like this thing's beautiful. It does something really unique. It costs a lot, or it costs more than some bed frames that others might
Yeah.
have. Like there's a lot of things that are juicy on that side for e-commerce, which I know that I mean, it's just and like you take that forward with people's problems, what they're experiencing, a new novel solution. Then you take in this other side on the guest room piece, like, hey, here's a big, nice, awesome bed. Also, boom, watch them move. Now you can sleep multiple people, put dog in the middle. I mean, there's a lot of things about this that are super exciting.
I like how you said properly bougie. I might steal that quote from you.
Yeah,
That's a
take it.
really
Take
go.
it. You got it. You got it. Is that, baby?
No, but it's true, and it's actually interesting you bring that up because that was something that we were kind of struggling with when we launched. It's like our brand identity, like who are we and what category do we fit into? Because initially, when we launched, we were actually going to go on Kickstarter. And we were pricing the bed at $3,500 because we thought we were going to go into mass manufacturing. And then when we decided we're going to do white glove, made to order, and we actually started building the bed, we were like, there's no way we can sell it for $3,500. We're going to lose money on it because it's costing us so much to create it, assemble it, deliver it. So that's why the price went up. But that's also when our product positioning changed because we went from being more or less accessible to not so accessible. And I wish that wasn't the case, but now I'm in a position where I'm like, I have to just own this. It's who we are.
Own it.
As much as I wish, because I had people email me, they're like, oh, do you have like damaged versions that I can sell for less? Like, I can get for less? All this stuff. I've had a lot of people that I feel like if we were 3,500, we probably would have sold a lot more than we did today. But I'm, also we've barely done any marketing. We touched the tip of the iceberg in very local market. So I think it'll go with the right audience. But there are definitely times where I'm like, damn, I wish we could have made it more affordable because I wish I can give it to people that just need it, that can't afford it,
Yeah.
Who I am as a person. I wish I could just give it away. Obviously we can't, but it's who we are. I have to own it. Like we just signed a contract with this company in New Jersey called The View. They're a very high-end editorial magazine. They have like Cartier, Mercedes-Benz, like all the high-end brands advertising. And I was like, man, like I really did not think that that's where we needed to be. Like when we launched this product, it's not where I necessarily wanted to be, but I'm like, that's what we are. Like people that are spending $5,000 on a bed, like unfortunately they have to have a certain income, right? Like all these things. And it's a difficult pill to swallow as a founder too, because like, at least for me, I wanted to make it more accessible. I wanted more people to be able to have it. We do have financing options, of course, all that stuff, but it's still $5,000 is $5,000. It's not for everybody. And we know that. But at the same time, we are trying to own that and be like, what you get what you pay for. Like people go to Crate and Barrel and they spend $1,000 on a bed. And it has no nightstands, no motorizations, no nothing. So relatively speaking, I think we're priced well for what we offer, but we are still, luxury market, not the average consumer, unfortunately.
And let's think about this. Let's think about this. Like New York City, like how many people around there are like floating a $4,000 rent? Like there's a lot of those. They exist.
We're in the right market. The Northeast is a good market, so it's one of the wealthiest markets in the U.S. So we're lucky in that sense.
I think this is a fit. You're talking like a month's rent for an incredible bed that's going to solve all your problems, look beautiful, and give you like the happy experience that you're wanting.
Yeah,
I think this is great, Veronica.
Thank you, guys.
Wow.
I mean, I would also say you touched on it a little bit, the fact that you're working now with an influencer. What was kind of the thought process behind that, and how do you see yourself working with influencers moving forward? Because it's a different product from like, hey, I'm going to sell you, XYZ small widget. I'm going to product seed it to you. It's super easy.
Yeah.
These relationships have to be very well curated, and they probably have to be very long standing because the product is at a very premium price point.
Yeah, we are not offering, like when we work with influencers, we're not offering like any kind of incentive outside of getting the bed installed in their homes, just because the price point of the product is so high. But what I will say is the influencer market was actually very interesting for us. It was something that we wanted to do more of like grassroots style marketing, like everything was on the ground. We wanted local people because we are local, right? We're not delivering across the US yet. So we wanted to make sure that we were doing hyper local marketing. And so the influencer route for us was, who are the people in our communities who other people might recognize, might know, might trust. And so it was very difficult because, again, like you said, we don't have a product you can just ship and be like, hey, try our lipstick or a lip gloss. And like, we'll give you a fee. Like we can't do that. Every time we do an influencer campaign, it costs us around $3,000 to $3,500 to do it. So it's pretty expensive. That said, we also realized that it's not the right fit for us because I don't know how to say this in a nice way, but the people that follow the influencers that we want to go after, they're not necessarily at the level of like, you get what I'm saying.
This is a good point. This is a good point, Veronica.
Yeah, this is a great point.
Again, if you're selling skincare or anything like that, products that anybody can afford, great. Influencers are great. For us, like I have no regrets doing this because I think it gave us a lot of attention and we've developed amazing relationships with 2 influencers that we did work with, and we're still working with them, and they're fantastic. And they did give us a lot of local traffic, a lot of, visibility in our area. But going forward, it's not the direction we're probably going to continue going in, just because the traffic that comes in, it's like low interest traffic. It's like, oh, this is really cool, but like we probably can't afford this. And again, that's why we realized we have to go very hyper segmented, like certain household income sizes, like very, very, very segmented campaigns, because it's not a skincare product. It's not something that costs $25 that anybody can afford to buy. It's a $5,000 bed. It's a very, very high consideration purchase with a very long purchase consideration window. So influencers, as much as I love them, unfortunately, we're probably not going to do too much with them in the future, but who knows? We'll see.
And the more I think about this, it's like, you really need a very specific segment with the right kind of income level and the kind of like luxurious niche that you're in. I almost wonder if some kind of like direct mail, but it's not a direct mail like a postcard, but like a really fancy fold out. You get the articles and the thing, and then it was hitting the right zip code. There's like there might be something with that, but this is a great learning on the creator side, the influencer side.
It's definitely because for us, like the first thing I was like, oh, we're gonna work with influencers, and like I found a bunch in our area, and like they're well known. Again, like they did a great job. It's nothing to do, like they did a great job. It's not anything to do with them. It's I think for us, like just it made me realize, I'm like, well, who's following these people, right? It's like most influencers in general, not just these guys, people that follow them aspire to be like them, but unfortunately not everyone can be, and that's okay. But again, no regrets, amazing like results from it. It's just going forward, we need to be in a very specific market segment, which is what we're doing now with the View magazine. Like their average reader is like, I think a $400,000 income household with a $5 million net worth. So that's, I'm like, that's our, you know, again, as much as I wish we didn't have to do that, that's what we have to, that's our product, and we have to own that. So.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
You almost need like an activation at the Masters for people to like take their feet off and hop on and then expand on the Masters while they're watching golf and at the luxury suite.
Or the US Open. Maybe the
US Open. Yeah, exactly. Wimbledon.
You never know.
For people in the box, you know, for people in the box.
Yeah, we definitely do want to do like some kind of like pop-up or something like locally soon so that people can actually experience it, because it's such a novel concept. People just don't even get it. So yeah. And then we have
invite only.
Invite only.
Invite only. We have like only. Like, because it uses 2 mattresses. The number one question we get is like, well, don't you like fall through the crack? Do you feel it? And I'm like, no, because the way that we built it, it has like this outer lip, and the 2 mattresses go inside of it. And so because the motors hold the bed together so tight that it doesn't move, like they cannot move. So like literally you can jump in the middle of the bed with the 2 mattresses, lay in it. We've had our friends come over and we're like, just lay in it, try it. And they're like, oh my God, we don't feel the gap. Like we don't feel the gap, which is crazy, because like the Sleep Number bed, all of that, you go right through, like you feel that gap.
Yeah.
So we did it like, we want people to experience that in real life. So we definitely do want to do a pop-up eventually where people can come in and lay down and try it out. Yeah.
So many interesting things here. I love the product development focus and your boyfriend's engineering capabilities at play there. I love your e-com and marketing mind that has been on top of this with your real life founder-backed experience, bringing this to life. Veronica, tell me this. Where should people find you, follow you as you're on this journey, bringing this thing up into the right forever? And if they are in, if they're in the area, where should they go and find one of these babies and order them?
So you can follow us, just Instagram accounts, Castaway Bed. That's where we post most of our content. We are on TikTok, but we're not a TikTok heavy brand. Most of our content goes on Instagram. We've been a little slow recently because we're waiting for some of the stuff to come out with the magazines, but we'll pick it up a little bit soon. But you can see you can get the concept from the Instagram account. As far as where they can see the bed locally, so we are in New Jersey. So we have a few installations here in Jersey. People can come see it at my house. They can come see it. Hopefully, eventually we'll do a pop-up somewhere in Jersey, maybe in the fall or next spring. We'll see. Again, unfortunately, we're not in a store. We are looking for some local furniture, like very boutique furniture store partnerships. So there's a possibility there that maybe in the next few months we can get into one of the. It's very hard to find a very boutique furniture store, so we're kind of doing our research on that. But yeah, you can follow us on castawaybed.com, Castaway Bed on Instagram. Castawaybed.com is our website, and yeah, everything's there.
Awesome. Castawaybed.com. Veronica, we appreciate you making the time to join us, and we look forward to following along. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for having me. This was so fun.
Absolutely.